What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans and what's been going on in their season so far. Let's get into it.
The New Orleans Pelicans were currently on a roll, winning 4 of the last 6. They are currently 12th in the Western Conference, and Coach Stan Van Gundy has been preaching defense, defense, defense. But it seems like they're struggling on that, even though they've won 4 of 6.
I think the lack of defense really shows up when they are playing against teams that are really shooting great from the perimeter, i.e. Bulls and Mavs. Those last 2 games that they lost, I believe that Pelicans need to find a way to overcome teams that are shooting very well.
So offensively, I think the Pelicans are doing really well. They're putting up over 100 points per game, so it seems. Lonzo in particular now, the last couple of games, he's been playing really well, averaging 31 minutes, shooting really well from the three-point line. Seemed to be a little bit more aggressive, looking for his shot. I mean, is this something that he can sustain?
I sure hope so. I think it's what someone like me, a fan like me, has been looking for in his game. One of the most notable plays that he had recently in one of the 6 games was when he did that defensive stop in that game, and it pretty much kind of just sealed the deal for the Pelicans. Does more of that. I mean, he can, maybe get some more notoriety like his brother.
Oh, see, there's a comparison.
I'm
wondering. Yeah, I know. Everybody's comparing them, but I think it has lit a fire under Lonzo. It could be a combination of his brother playing really well, coming up on his contract, and just people talking. He could be paying attention to social media, and maybe he's being motivated by all of that.
People have been talking about Lonzo Ball for a long time, even when he was with the LA Lakers. So why now is it really lighting the fire of consistency? Again, it's not like we didn't think he had it. He just didn't show up often. Mm-hmm. He is showing up often, which is making really great improvement, especially on the Pelicans. It is helping them win games. Before, he was just there. He lackadaisical, didn't seem interested. I think that's part of his demeanor. But when you can now play aggressively, as he's been doing, especially on defense, and your 3 ball has been hitting, I wonder if the switch of him bringing up the ball less and maybe having Zion bring up the ball, and the way Stan Van Gundy has shifted or arranged their offensive setting on some transitions is working in his favor. I just wonder.
There's less pressure if you're not bringing the ball up. He can just run to the corner, and get ready to shoot the ball, which he has been doing at a pretty decent clip. Now, the game against the Mavericks, he only scored 12 points, went 4 for 10 from the 3-point line. That's not indicative of what he's been doing prior to this. Yeah, on the win streak, he's been shooting really well. Yes. I felt like, wow, this is what we've been waiting for. Yes, there is less pressure when you're not bringing the ball up. All he has to do is just run to the corner and wait for his shot, But overall, I think he is gaining Stan Van Gundy's trust. Do you think playing more minutes has allowed him to kind of relax a little bit on offense? Defense has never been a question for me.
Perhaps he needed that reprieve. Maybe his game of being a sole point guard, it could perhaps be too much pressure for him. Maybe that's not what his game is going to develop into. May have been what he came into the league as, but maybe that's not where he's going to be excellent right now. I'm not saying he can't do it. Of course, he still does it. He still brings the ball up. So I understand that, but not having to take on the full pressure, maybe that's what transitioned him, changed him, along with his brother getting the spotlight. Let's please not forget that. But I think maybe whatever Stan Van Gundy is doing to help shape or mold this team and rearranging or adjusting how Lonzo Ball plays in this particular scheme, maybe something that's really benefiting him right now, on the Pelicans. So we'll see how it continues to play out. Again, remain consistent. If you do that, then I think we will have a more solid feeling about how well Lonzo can play.
Now, Eric Bledsoe, he's technically a point guard. They have him playing shooting guard. He's currently playing out of position. I think he's still averaging about 27 minutes per game, shooting 42% from the field. his three ball has been dropping here lately at 40%. He's averaging 2 rebounds and 3 assists. So it's kind of nice to have a backcourt mate who
Yes.
can also handle the ball and take some of the pressure off Alonzo if, he has to bring it up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Stan Van Gundy has been really solid about their starting five, right? It's going to always be Lonzo, Bledsoe, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Adams. So I think what's really benefiting them right now is the several looks they have when someone is primary handle of the ball between each play, right? So perhaps those adjustments have made it more comfortable for not only for Bledsoe, but also for Lonzo, we talked about earlier. So maybe that's where we're seeing the comfortability. You have to understand these players are playing, like for Bledsoe, he's new to the team. He didn't play with them last season.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding this new, and they have a new coach. So not only is Bledsoe new to the team, but he also is playing for a coach that's new to the team as well. So understanding what that dynamic looks like, I think it's really starting to show up on how it's supposed to look and what fans can look forward to as the season moves on.
Okay. Now, Brandon Ingram, I mean, he's not new to the team. He is new to Coach Stan Van Gundy. I know he's one of your favorite players. He's playing fantastic. Oh my God. I really hope he gets to the All-Star game this year.
He needs to. He made it last year. I don't see why he wouldn't. There's a lot of great other players out there as well. It just depends on how fans are voting, because they have 50% of the vote, and then what everybody else does, which is a 25 and 25 from other two entities. But Brandon Ingram is fire.
Yeah.
Like, he's fire because at the beginning of the season, he carried the team.
Mm-hmm.
And now that everybody else is getting on board and now they're becoming more comfortable in the scheme, and, they still need to work on defense. This is not that, but from an offensive perspective, Brandon Ingram is amazing. He's amazing. He can make his own shots. He can post up anywhere. That mid-range game he have.
Oh, yeah.
It is Kawhi Leonard excellence. I mean, it's like, but I just think that he has really, even superseded what he did last season, because last season he was most improved player of the league.
Mm-hmm.
What is he going to do this year? He has to be another all-star. He's just an amazing player. I think his projection in this league is going to be high, right? And another thing I found interesting, I was listening to the game, must have been the Mavs game. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the commentators said that Stan Van Gundy has a private screening session of the games with Zion and BI only.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So this leads me to believe that BI and Zion are the stars of the team.
Yeah. They're the future of the Pelicans. Absolutely.
They are, absolutely. So they're the future of the Pelicans. And you know what? They've earned it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they're both playing is amazing. Consistently.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the leaderboard for the Pelicans, it's either going to be in points scored, it's either going to be Brandon or it's going to be Zion. That's it. If you look down, it's only those two players. So, yeah, Brandon, you doing that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and then, Zion is just, his first season into the league, I have to admit, I wasn't very high on him. I had high expectations and he let me down. But I'm telling you, this season, he's given me everything that I thought he would be, plus some. Unbelievable.
I'm going to have to be on board with you on that one, because I really thought he was a bust. I'm just going to go out and say it. I said, there is no way. I do understand he was riddled with injuries. I understand that. But even then, I was just like, is he really all of that? But this season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you right now, nobody wants him in the paint. You don't want, when I say that man strong,
yeah,
I'm waiting. If they had not reinforced the backboard, if he will break it just like Shaq did a long time ago. I just see it happening. He is, actually, I don't know if you've seen that game, but he actually bent the rim and they had to
yeah, and re-level it. Yeah.
And a reinforced, improved rim.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, and when he played against the Mavs at the beginning, like the first half of the game, he was like 5 of 5. He didn't miss no shot.
Mm-hmm.
Layup, nothing. I was like, that man.
Yeah, he actually finished the game 14 of 15 from the field. Most of his points were in the paint. I want to say all of them. He was absolutely killing the unicorn. Unicorn didn't want no problems with Zion.
Yeah.
Zion would have broke a bone on unicorn. He's just so powerful.
It's so funny because as tall as the unicorn is, when Zion was driving to the basket, I don't even think Porzingis trust his knees to even get down.
Yeah.
It was like he couldn't even. Zion looked at him like he was like a feather, like blow away. It was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, the Mavs did win, but oh my God, it wasn't because of Zion's lack of effort. I can promise you that.
No. He was the lead scorer with 36 points, and then BI dropped 30 points. Now, it is disappointing when those two players play really well and they still lose a game, and it has to be on the defensive end. Steven Adams, now, I don't know what's going on with Steven Adams. He is trending downward. He only scored 4 points. I mean, you know what? He played 20 minutes, went 2 for 4 from the field. But I've noticed his trajectory is just like really, it's going downward and along with his minutes. And I think it's because of Willie Hernangomez. I don't know what's going on, but he needs to play more. He's the physical force that they need in the middle.
But I don't know if Steven Adams was brought there to put up points.
Okay, but they still need his, you know what, Stan Van Gundy talking about defense. He's a defender.
I agree. I agree with that. Now, so I don't know if points really matter when it comes to Steven Adams. I mean, of course, anything that you can add, especially when the team is losing, will help, right? But I don't think his main role or purpose of being on the Pelicans is for him to put up points. What I know it's for is for you to get these rebounds and get these stops. To be honest, you're right. Willie Hernangomez is getting more minutes. Right now, I don't see it. But I don't know what Stan Van Gundy his sleeve. So
I don't know.
He don't
either,
impress me, but he's new.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I don't know. If I
Exactly.
had to choose between Adams, veteran, strength wise, and then Willie, it's gonna be Adams. Because I believe that Adams in the long run will get it together. Willie, when he was out there with the Mavs, I was like, if you don't go, sir.
Yeah, the thing is, they brought Adams to the Pelicans this year and they paid him a healthy sum. Why is he only playing 20 minutes a game? I don't know what Stan Van Gundy has up his sleeve, but it would be nice to know because Willie Hernangomez ain't doing it for me either.
He's not doing it for me either. No. And Jackson Hayes, is he still on the team? I mean, you don't even play him anymore. What happened? Did he say something in the locker room that you didn't like, and now you're blackballing him? I don't get it. Like, I mean, he cannot be any worse than what Willie Hernangomez is. If you give them enough minutes, you can't take away minutes from players and then expect them to just step in when you need for them because somebody may need to sit down from it, and all of a sudden they're supposed to perform it to perfection. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and first of all, his ego is probably hurt too.
Oh, I can promise you it is. Speaking of ego being hurt. Nikhil, he got to be mad. Like you,
yeah, because Kira's stepping in, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I know. So one thing I can say, Stan Van Gundy can care less about your feelings.
He don't care.
He don't care.
He don't care.
Look, he doesn't care because if it's not Bi or Zion, you can be benched in a heartbeat. And if you watch. Nikhil, his minutes have greatly reduced.
Yeah,
because they have. Yeah. A couple of bad games, a couple of bad possessions, and Stan is like,
Yep, come on out. But you know what? Josh Hart, amongst all of the minute restrictions and all that, I think Josh Hart has been a very consistent bench player for the Pelicans. I like him. I've always liked Josh Hart. He's gritty. He's good on D. He can get you his points. He's a great 3-point shooter. I mean, like, what more do you want from Josh Hart?
I think one of the things that benefit Josh Hart the most when he's not shooting well, because he has those pockets during the game where his 3 ball is not hitting, and he just can't seem to get his together. He will make up for it on the rebound, on the defense. He's going to get you a rebound. His rebound, I believe one game he had 17 rebounds.
20 points, 17 rebounds. Yep.
What? So one thing I like about Josh Hart is that if I can't get this shot in, I'm going to show you I can still play. Number one, because I need to get paid. But
yep.
But and he can jump high. He can block. Like, if you are not, one thing I like about Josh Hart, and I think this is why he still remains a household name, if you will, maybe not a starter, but someone that's on the bench and can potentially be a nice six-man recipient one year, is because he has he's versatile in his game. So yes, ideally he should be coming off the bench, and when we need some more points or more production from the offensive, he should be able to come in and do that. But he also shows up on defense. And I think that is one of the things that keeps him in the game. That's just what it is. Cool. And I can't say that Na is able to do that from off the bench, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Clearly, Josh Hart has Stan Van Gundy's trust because he's playing almost starter minutes, almost 30 minutes a game. It's like, really?
Yeah.
I think Josh will be starting on any other team. I think he's starter material.
You think so?
I do.
Well, one thing about Josh is that his feelings are not hurt starting because he didn't start when he came into the league. When he was playing with the Lakers. So him coming off the bench is probably a role that he settled into. Okay. And if you get more minutes and you're playing, although you may not be a starter, but your minutes reflect starter play, then he's probably good anyway.
Yeah.
Because he does have a positive impact on the game when he's in it. He just does.
He does. Yeah, he does. Now, JJ Redick, I would say the same for him. JJ is currently on the trading block, I guess, but he's getting paid way too much money, and he's well over 30 years of age, playing 15 minutes per game. JJ used to be a sniper from three, and he doesn't play any defense. I'm just wondering where his value is right now.
Is it because the Pelican scheme does not really give him looks? It's not geared for him to excel. I wonder. Yes, age may have something to do with it. But what is missing? Because when we're talking about up against the Bulls and the Mavericks, when their Levine is shooting 46 points, and then you got Luka Doncic doing 46 points, you want your sniper, JJ Redick, to come in and help supplement maybe the lack of shooting that, you know, your other players may have, and he's not there to save the day. Like what? I don't know what the gap is. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe Stan Van Gundy is not utilizing him to his best ability now. I don't know. And I also wonder if JJ Redick is in trade discussions, not that the Pelicans are interested in trading him, but it doesn't hurt. They can talk about him if they want to. Where would he go? And who would want that? Like, I'm just serious. Like, who would want that? Like, whatever he's putting up right now, the production he's doing right now, who would want that? Exactly. I don't know. It's interesting. But I'm quite sure somebody's out there. So
yeah. And then his salary is probably the biggest problem.
You know, it's so funny. I'm telling you, boy, these salaries will be great and they turn bad. Like a couple of years later, you're like, well, that's a bad salary. Like, well, it wasn't at the time we gave it to him, was it?
Yeah. That's why I think they should go away from the 5-year commitment, 5-year, $200 million deal. You don't know what this player is going to give you in 2 years. You don't know. And you pray they don't get hurt. Well, all right, you guys, we're going to wrap up this episode on the New Orleans Pelicans. Drop down and let us know if you believe in their current success and could they keep it up as they make a push for the playoffs as we get closer to the second half of the season. We'll see. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next one. But until then, peace. Peace, y'all.